Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, I'm bringing you one of the wildest fictional stories ever imagined. A tale of private cities, impossible technology, secret islands, and unimaginable luxury. This is the fictional story of what happens when Donald Trump gets an exclusive look inside Vladimir Putin's hidden trillionaire lifestyle. Again, this is a fully fictional story for entertainment. Now let's dive in. The story begins on a quiet morning when Donald Trump receives a mysterious gold-sealed envelope delivered by a silent courier. No return address, no sender information, just a thick piece of cream paper inside with a short handwritten message. You're invited. See the world as only one other man can. VP. Trump lifts his eyebrow, confused. VP? Vice President? Or somebody else? Before he can even finish guessing, a matte black private jet with no markings gently lands outside his residence. The engines make no sound. A single agent steps out, wearing a long black coat and tinted glasses. The agent says only one sentence: "The president is expecting you." Without asking many questions, Trump steps onto the jet. The moment the doors close, the aircraft lifts off with a strange smoothness, almost floating upward instead of roaring like a normal plane. Trump looks around the cabin: gold trim, crystal panels, holographic displays, but no pilot. The jet seems to fly itself. Hours later, the jet descends into what looks like a vast mountain range wrapped in clouds. But as the clouds part, Trump's eyes widen. Below him is not a base, not a city, but an entire hidden metropolis glowing in the valley. Skyscrapers taller than Dubai's, neon-lighted bridges, geothermal energy fountains, drone highways, monorails, and thousands of lights stretching across the icy landscape. The jet touches down on a runway lined with robotic vehicles. A line of armored electric cars surrounds the plane. One door opens and out steps Vladimir Putin, wearing a sleek black coat, gloves, and tinted glasses. He looks calm, collected. Putin says, "Welcome, Donald. This is one of my small properties." Trump looks around, shocked. Small? This place is bigger than Manhattan. Putin smiles and gestures for him to enter one of the vehicles. As they ride through the city, Trump presses his face against the window like a kid seeing a new toy. Towering buildings made of glass and steel, drones delivering supplies, robotic workers maintaining streets, and enormous waterfalls flowing from mountain cliffs. Trump finally asks, "Okay, Vladimir. What is this place? And how much does something like this even cost?" "Billions." Putin tilts his head slightly. "Billions? Donald, that is beginner money." He waves his hand toward the cityscape. "This city alone is worth over $300 billion. And it is not my largest." Trump's jaw slowly drops. Wait, you're telling me you're a trillionaire?" Putin shrugs casually. "Officially, no. Unofficially." He opens a gigantic door and reveals a full ballroom made of crystal clear ice. Frozen sculptures glow with laser lights. Holographic figures dance in the air. An entire orchestra floats on magnetic platforms, playing classical music. Trump whispers, "I need one of these." Putin then takes him to a hidden marina carved into the mountainside. Sitting there is a submarine the size of a cruise liner, gleaming silver and black. Trump stares. "You've got a mega submarine?" Putin nods. "One of 7, but the real surprise comes when Trump looks upward. In the sky, dozens of triangular aircraft hover silently, with no visible engines or wings. Trump asks, "What are those?" Putin answers, "Let's call them advanced jets, developed privately." He says no more. They board one of the silent aircraft, and within minutes they are flying over ice sheets toward the Arctic Circle. As they descend, Trump expects to see glaciers and snow. But instead, he sees an entire tropical island, manicured beaches, glowing lagoons, palm trees, luxury homes, and warm sunlight. Trump shouts, "You turned the Arctic into Miami." Putin replies calmly, "I like warm weather. I made it warm." Robotic servants glide past them carrying trays of exotic fruits. A private lagoon leads into an underwater tunnel. A floating dining hall sits above the water, glowing with soft blue light. After walking along the beach, Putin leads Trump into his personal art villa. Inside, Trump sees an art collection that defies imagination: original Leonardo da Vinci pieces, lost Van Gogh paintings, ancient crowns, statues from forgotten civilizations, entire galleries filled with treasures believed to be gone forever. Trump whispers, "This is the greatest collection on Earth." Putin replies, "And it is only one gallery." Next, they descend into a glass elevator that travels deep below the island. The doors open into an underground research city, scientists walking around, massive labs glowing with futuristic equipment, quantum processes humming softly, renewable energy reactors, zero-gravity rooms for experimentation. Trump wipes his forehead. "So this is how you afford all of this?" Putin replies, "Power is not only money, Donald. Power is what you build that others cannot imagine." Finally, Putin takes Trump back to the balcony of the main villa. They overlook the glowing island, the distant hidden city, the futuristic aircraft, and the shimmering sea. Putin says, "True wealth is not measured by your bank account. True wealth is what you create that survives beyond you." Trump stands quietly for once, taking it all in. "I've seen luxury, but this is another universe." Putin nods with a small smile. And that is our fictional deep dive into a trillionaire lifestyle beyond imagination, shown through a dramatic fictional encounter between Trump and a completely made-up fond Putin. Journey. Trump stares at Putin, stunned, as the floating garden drifts gently. If this is only the beginning, never see. They walk toward a sleek elevator built into a rocky cliffside. The doors slide open silently, and they step into a chamber lined with black glass. As the doors close, the elevator plunges downward, not straight, but diagonally, as though traveling through the mountain itself. Trump grips the railing. "This feels like a ride at Disney World. Except, I'm guessing it cost more." Putin replies calmly, "About 12 billion. Trump nods slowly. "Yeah. That tracks." The elevator stops, and the doors open into a cavern so vast it looks like an underground galaxy. Massive spheres float in the air, rotating like miniature planets. Light beams connect them, transferring streams of data and shimmering colors across the room. Trump's mouth falls open. What is all this?" Putin steps forward. "A personal archive. Every project I've built. Every technology I've funded. Every innovation developed off the grid. All stored here." Trump looks around, overwhelmed. "So you've built your own universe?" Putin nods. "Innovation requires space. Space requires imagination." A platform extends from the ground, lifting the two men upward. Below them, robotic arms assemble components with flawless precision. One sphere expands, revealing a miniature city model, complete with flying vehicles, gardens, lakes, and skyscrapers. Trump asks, "Another secret city?" Putin replies, "Several. Over a dozen across multiple climate zones. Each built for a specific purpose." The platform stops in front of a colossal glass wall. On the other side, Trump sees enormous machines drilling deep into the earth, extracting rare minerals. Rivers of molten metal flow through channels like glowing lava. Trump steps back. "You're mining the earth from the inside?" Putin answers, "For materials unavailable on the open market. Innovation cannot wait for permission." As they walk through the chamber, Trump points at a series of pods glowing with blue energy. "And what are those?" "Sleeping chambers. Putin actually smiles. Transport pods. Capable of crossing this entire complex in under 20 seconds. Trump nods approvingly. Okay, I want to. Putin shakes his head. Not for sale. They continue walking until they reach a giant circular door. Putin places his hand on a panel. The door retracts, revealing a tunnel lined with pulsating white lights. A magnetic vehicle arrives soundlessly and stops at their feet. Putin seats himself with military precision. Trump hesitates. Is this safe? I mean, it looks like a rocket. Putin replies, more stable than any car you've ever ridden in. Unless you prefer walking. Trump quickly gets in. The vehicle shoots forward, accelerating so fast his hair flies back even though there's no wind. Within seconds, the tunnel walls blur into streaks of light. Trump shouts, "This is insane." Putin answers, unfazed, "Efficiency." The vehicle slows as they approach another colossal chamber. The doors slide open, revealing what appears to be an underground airport, but not with normal jets. Instead, sleek silver aircraft hover motionless in mid-air, held up by invisible fields. Trump nearly falls out of the vehicle. Are those spaceships? Putin tilts his head. They are aircraft capable of reaching the upper atmosphere. Not quite space. Yet Trump laughs nervously. Yet. Right. Of course. One of the craft lowers to the ground, its surface reflecting the chamber like liquid metal. In seconds, they ascend above the clouds. The hidden island shrinks below them, glowing like a jewel embedded in the ice. Trump stares out the window. I can't believe this. I just can't. Putin stands with his hands behind his back, looking out at the stars. The world sees wealth in terms of money. But true wealth is influence, knowledge, and independence. When others rely on systems, I build my own. The ship accelerates, soaring across the Arctic at impossible speed. Investments? Putin shakes his head. Expansion? Trump blinks. Expansion? Where? You already have islands, cities, ships, submarines, and floating gardens. Putin looks at the hologram of Earth. Here, and beyond. Trump tilts his head. Beyond? Like space? Putin gives a quiet smile. Not today. But soon. Trump runs a hand through his hair. I'm not sure whether to be amazed or terrified. Putin replies, both are acceptable. They leave the observatory and walk down a long hallway lined with windows. Outside, robotic construction units shape ice into massive geometric structures with laser precision. Trump stops. Vlad, are you building another base out here? Putin answers calmly, a research station. Fully independent from every world government. Trump shakes his head in disbelief. You really do live in a different world. Putin turns to face him fully. I don't live in a different world. I build the world I want. For a moment, the wind is the only sound. Trump finally exhales. You know what? I get it now. This is bigger than luxury. Bigger than power. This is legacy. Putin nods. Yes. Trump looks around one last time. Well, you've officially shocked me. And I don't get shocked easily. Putin gives a subtle, satisfied smile. If you enjoyed this wild imaginary journey, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment what fictional luxury story you want next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.